The Lupin the Third pilot originally almost didn't happen, with the premise being brought forward famously to the desk of Yutaka Fujimura, the co-founder of TMS, by none other than Gisaburo Shuji. Gisaburo Shuji was a legend in the industry at the time, having been the head animator of both Astro Boy and Speed Racer. He brought the premise of animating a Lupin the Third short, as the series was starting to gain more and more popularity across Japan. And with that proposal, a brief 13-minute promotion was made. The pilot is at least partially based off of Chapter 58 of Lupin the Third, known as Camera Tricks, but a majority of the episode actually focuses on a soft introduction to each member of our crew, including, but not limited to, Zenigata, Lupin, Fujiko, Jigen, and Goemon. Funny enough, the pilot actually ended up failing overall, as most investors actually pulled out quite quickly due to the extreme violence and sexual humor portrayed within the series. What ended up happening because of that was TMS ended up sitting on it for just over a year, and then decided to adapt the idea of the film into a TV series. That TV series ended up being Lupin the Third Part 1. Also, a quick fun fact about this short is that it was actually directed by Masaki Osumi, who, funny enough, also ended up directing the first 7 episodes of Part 1 of Lupin. It took all the way up until 1971, however, for the official TV licensing to be approved. Overall, this short is actually incredibly well animated. It's short, sweet, and straightforward as a proper introduction to our cast and crew. While it certainly leaves a lot to be desired, including its short 13-minute runtime, it definitely plants the seeds and gives us a nice, good introduction to what we were going to see going forward. I think it definitely has a charm and an importance in both anime history as well as the franchise's history, as it was the thing that, the metaphorical gear and the cog that is the Lupin the Third franchise. And its charm is definitely there, and I would recommend those who are interested in the franchise to maybe check this one out, just in case. While it's definitely not going to be everyone's cup of tea, it is an important piece of the franchise and one that I always wanted to pay honor and respect to.
Is that Jigen? Is that Lupin on the phone? Hey! Let's go. Oh my god! He left the piece as a calling card. What? Wow, and it's still working. Is that Fujiko? Hey, let's go. Oh, it's not too dangerous for him. Wait a minute, that was Lupin. That was Lupin in the bandages. Or was it? That's not him. It wasn't Lupin. Oh my god! What? Yeah, they say he's a master of disguise, but lord, okay. That's all about it. Okay. Is there anything more? Nope, that was it. So, pretty decent pilot, all things considered. I don't think it really needed to have too much of a plot, because in the end, it was all about introducing the main characters, the 5 main characters that we're going to be seeing for the next 50 years. I can't believe it. We have a lot of material to go through, but in terms of the plot, I like how simple it was. I like how it started with introducing the rivalry between Lupin and Zenigata right off the bat, because I know from Christian, who's basically my guide into the series, like, they have such an iconic back and forth, similar to Tom and Jerry, similar to Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, like all the greatest rivalries you could think of in pop culture. That's basically them encapsulated. So I can't wait to see like what kind of hijinks they get into with Zenigata trying to catch Lupin and seeing how Lupin outsmarts Zenigata. And something too, I can't wait to dive into the relationships that Lupin has with the other characters, like Jigen. They're kind of like a brotherly duo, I guess. They're basically the closest comrades of the entire group. And I also can't wait to see how his relationship with Fujiko develops. I know he's head over heels for her. I don't know if she really has the same feelings. I think she mostly toys with him all the time, and I'm interested to see how things unfold between Lupin and Goemon, because I've never heard of Goemon like being Lupin's assassin before. This is like the first time ever hearing of it, so I'm really hoping that carries over into the very first series that we're going to be watching next, Lupin Part 1. I'm hoping that'll translate and we get to see how they become friends, or at the very least just people who occasionally work together from time to time. But all in all, that was a pretty great pilot. I'll give it a decent 9 out of 10. I understand the animation was probably a little stiff due to budgetary reasons, and also because this was animated all the way back at the end of the 60s, early 70s, so naturally it's going to take some time for us to get into the more modern animated stuff that Lupin's releasing these days. I really don't know where they're at right now. I'm not the biggest Lupin fan, but hopefully as I try to catch up over 50 years of content, I'll further understand why the series is as beloved as it is.